You're scrolling, drifting through the endless static of the algorithm, waiting for the signal to cut through the noise. Consider, if you will, that you just found the frequency. You've just stepped off the timeline of the everyday, into the space where the forgotten history and the hidden truths finally touch down. There's the story you know, and then there's the airspace we're about to enter. Check your coordinates, because you're heading towards the landing point. Today's story: driving fast should be a constitutional amendment. The year is 1971. America was gripped in a national identity crisis. The government was tightening its belts. The oil crisis was looming. The safety-crats in Washington were about to impose a national speed limit of 55 miles per hour. But in the offices of a car magazine in New York City, one man is fuming. He was a writer, a man of the letters, but preferred the scent of high octane over the smell of printer's ink. To him, the American highway wasn't a ribbon of asphalt. It was the last frontier of true individual liberty. He didn't want to write an editorial about it. He wanted to protest. Not just a protest of signs and shouting, but a protest of high-performance engines. He called it the Sea to Shining Sea Memorial Trophy Dash. The rules were simple. There were no rules. Start at the Red Ball Garage in Manhattan, and the first one to the Portofino Inn in Redondo Beach, California, won. On that first run, our protagonist didn't take a race car. He took a custom-built, midnight blue Ferrari Dino. He and his co-driver tore across the heartland, dodging the law, and proving that a skilled driver and a modern highway was safer than the bureaucrats cared to admit. He would do it again in 1979, but this time he needed a disguise. He didn't want to be pulled over, so he had a van modified to look exactly like an ambulance. He even hired a doctor to sit in the back, and his wife dressed up as a patient. When the police pulled them over for speeding in New Jersey, they claimed they were transporting a patient with a rare condition to a specialist at UCLA. The officers, seeing the doctor and the patient, let them go with a warning. They made it across the country in 32 hours and 51 minutes. He eventually took those wild, law-breaking stories and typed them up into a screenplay. He gave it to a friend in Hollywood. The script would turn into a box office smash starring Burt Reynolds. It had an all-star cast, cementing the legendary outlaw racer. He spent his life defending the right to drive, the joy of the open road, the spirit of the rebel. Because the driver that had the fake ambulance, is Brock Yates. And this, whether you realize it or not, is the landing point. Thank you for watching today, The Landing Point. Our stories come out Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, so you can always catch our latest story. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Roadrunner Real Estate. They're a full-service real estate company that can help you with both your real estate, residential and commercial needs, both buying and selling and leasing for the commercial side. If you haven't done so already, please go out to our YouTube page and subscribe so you can get our latest stories that come out. If you want our latest updates, please go to our Facebook page and follow and like that. And then for those of you that enjoy just listening to stories when you're out on the drive, we do have our podcast too that you can hear the same stories. Thank you for listening to today's story, and we'll catch you next time.